Okuama, how soldiers fell to suspected mercenaries, oil bunkers. Suspected oil bunkers first kidnapped Major Safa, JTF commander. Lieutenant Col Ali, commanding officer, 181 Amphibious Battalion went on a rescue mission. Why Army is livid. With the latest revelations on the March 14 killing of 17 soldiers in Delta State, the prevalent supposition that the misapprehension between Okuama and Urhobo community in Ugella South local government area, Delta State, and Okoloba, and Ijaw town in Bamada local government area, was the chief reason for the unimaginable massacre appears off beam. Saturday Vanguard learned from multiple sources that a group of oil bunkers, who were hired as mercenaries, might have carried out the bloodshed. The army, which is everywhere in the creek and land in Delta and Bayelsa states, searching for the killers and stolen weapons, has arrested some suspects, but it has not formally announced the capture of the killers. Acting on intelligence, soldiers, who had laid siege to the Okuama community since March 15, invaded the Igbomotoru community in southern Ijaw local government area, Bayelsa State, on March 17, stalking a suspected militant leader and oil thief, who has his operational base in the Riverside community. The storming of Igbomotoru swung attention to an alleged militant leader and oil thief, whose father is a retired army officer, and purportedly in Urhobo in Delta State, as the mastermind of the Okuama killings. There is controversy over whether he is an Ijaw from Igbomotoru or maternally from Igbomotoru. Some trace the militant leader's paternity to Okuama and maternity to Igbomotoru. When the inter-communal crisis between the two communities started brewing, the community leadership, reportedly, contracted him to come and fight for them, which he did by mobilizing his boys to Okuama. Saturday Vanguard could not immediately confirm the veracity, but it was the information that made the army send troops to Igbomotoru, Bayelsa State, in search of him. When a strong clue emerged. However, a stout clue that oil bunkers were behind the butchery emanated when a supposed militant, who claimed to have participated in the killing, stated in a trending video that they killed the military men for their support for another set of oil bunkers. Generally, his statement in the video centered on divergence among oil bunkers in a part of the Niger Delta that entailed the use of soldiers to settle scores. His words, "That is why the action, assassination of the soldiers, took place, but people say the soldiers came for peacekeeping." Point of correction, no army came for peacekeeping. They are sick, fighting in support of somebody who ordered them to do. However, within the week, another militant group, which identified itself as a Magbane force, also in a trending video, pledged its loyalty to its leader, who happened to be the same militant leader that the army went in search of at Igbomotoru. Could it be a coincidence? The group member, who spoke, did not make a direct claim that they participated in the killing of soldiers at Okuama, but said oil bunkering would not stop unless the government settled the matter peacefully and easily. He urged the federal government to hand over waterways security to the right person doing the work for peace to reign, saying the militants would stand with their leader, a Magbane, till death do them part. A Magbane, in the past, denied allegations by the army that he was a militant and oil bunker, but has kept running. Many expect that the army, which confirmed narrowing investigations to persons of interest and their cohorts, will release the outcome of its investigations shortly. Who invited alleged bunkers to Okuama? Some curious minds, however, want to know what the mercenaries and oil bunkers were doing in Okuama, which is not an oil-producing community, when the soldiers came on a peace mission over an abducted Okoloba indigene. How did they get to the Okuama community? Who invited them? Who was authorized to intervene on behalf of the community when the soldiers decided to take away the community chair and other leaders? There was an unconfirmed report that oil thieves cuckolded the soldiers to Okuama. How true the claim is remains a conjecture. The commanding officer went to rescue the JTF commander. However, Saturday Vanguard scooped that the commander of the Joint Task Force, JTF, in Bamadi, the late Major Safa, was the first to come to Okuama, on March 14, with his men. A former supervisory councillor, whose brother, Anthony Ijaw, the Okuama youths allegedly abducted the previous day, March 13, reported the matter to the JTF, and he was with them in a camouflage uniform. The suspected mercenaries held the JTF commander, who went to Okuama on the botched peace mission, and one of the soldiers in his team hostage. They took the army officer hostage when he insisted on going away with the chairperson of the community and others. Reports said the former councillor was among the persons killed on that day, while the corpse of his brother they went to rescue was found floating in the river Forcados, just like the soldiers' remains. The commanding officer of the 181 Amphibious Battalion, late Lieutenant Colonel A.H. Ali, proceeded on a peace mission to Okuama when information reached him that some armed Jews in Okuama had abducted Major Safa and another soldier. Ali mobilized men in his command the same day to save his colleagues, but he met the same fate. A driver who escaped with some soldiers when the brigands opened fire at the waterfront said, when the armed Jews came out of their hideout after the peace talks in the community hall, as the soldiers were forcing the community chairman to the waterfront to board their boats, they signaled the community chairman to stoop and lie low on the ground. The commander and his men did not notice the signal. This was after the incantations by the Juju priestess and priest. It was after the chairman laid down that the shooting started. The soldiers could not return fire because of the powerful incantations. They did not kill Major Safa instantly. They took him in a speedboat with the other officer, and sped towards the opposite direction of the community into the creek leading to U, the traditional headquarters of U Kingdom. The lieutenant colonel and his team might not have seen the colleagues they went for. They exterminated all of them, but it was the following day the news broke that they had slaughtered them. They beheaded Major Safa and killed others with weapons other than guns. The reinforcement and burning of houses at Okuama started the same day. The story of how the mercenaries asked Lieutenant Colonel Ali to ask his men to drop their weapons if he did not come for war, after which they collected the weapons and opened fire on them, is no longer news.
It's a boat ride somewhere in the creeks of the mangrove forest of the Niger Delta, but the owner of the boat wishes not to be recorded by the camera. At this point, I cannot really say where we are, but it's somewhere on the fringe of the waterways between Bayelsa and Rivers State. And I hear there's a trunk line somewhere around here. I can hear voices after the first boat drove past us, punctuating the silence of the winding creek. I think we have approached the place. It's somewhere around the creeks, and over there, the young men are waiting. We're going to meet them there, and of course, hear what they have to say. Mastering a little effort, I climbed up to a cleared portion of the forest where a young man is on duty as sentry.
Stand here.
It's a bit scary anyway, when you see the guns and everything. But we just have to play by the rules, the rules of engagement. We are your friends, please. We just came to do an interview. The Creek men break into a dance, which I later got to understand as a traditional welcome to their location. It's been a long journey through the creeks of the Niger Delta, and somewhere along the fringe of Bayelsa and River State, I am here to talk to these men. In the world, they are dressed as ex-militants, but they prefer to be called creek men. I would like to hear whatever their grouse is after the pipeline surveillance contract was awarded to government Ekpempolo, popularly called Tompolo.
Timi Pre-Silver tried it in oil and gas. We are seeing him as our brother. We did not talk to him. And he was giving the job to one particular people. We did not say anything. Now, this one has started again. This is SCTL trunk line. It has 90-something kilometers. And there's a community that has 83 kilometers. Where we have the lives of the former IYC president, Mujahid Asari Dokubo. He was not recognized. We have the lives of High Chief Ateketom. He's now a king. He's not also recognized. That are from the places where the pipes pass. We are waiting for them in the pipeline. We own it. It's our own. We are waiting for him. Let him come. The end will justify the miss.
Woman and Bemna, Kalabari Bemna, Okolobai Bemna, Anthony Bemna, Okrekai Bemna, Mena Sokotabo make Benba, Timi Pre-Silver from Moyo. Nimbe Bemzana, Sagom Zamia Pagayemna, Onaba, Ogbake, Nabopre. Mia Pagad Namiame, Problemem. Timi Pre-Silver in the Pramanafa. In the Mia pipeline contracting 90-something kilometer. In the Calabari Bem carry 83 kilometer an hour. Tomad ne Freaketa Kimu. Diamati bedwa. Sigima dwa. Akamu domopre bo diam di bedi bale. Ana di bedi gebeyom. Kalabara seya. Obuate. Obi me fere me obarasia ba. Aine tai miaye. Opaga mai bemio.
Timi Pre-Silver is former governor of Bayelsa State. He's an Ijaw man. He's your brother. Today he's Minister of State for Petroleum Resources. Don't you think this matter can be amicably resolved?
Nimat berame. Owani nita to mngba. Wana dawo. Asari dokoboda. Amadawa take tom na. Ijodoman yo krafu gwegwe ko federal government meso they can pretend. What they yakwa bebe anani? I don't for kuma. Okay for now go imbo. Pipeline go na correct. Pipeline go imbo correct. Government is so brother bo correct. What digi? What are you na? Na you na. Ano brother.
The time where late President Yaradua bring peace for this region. In no saying carry everybody along. The people when no agree accept amnesty self in talk to them. Then the peace can come, oil can they flow well. Now then say make we protect that oil, make the oil flow well. They can say now one man then go give, make it can guide my community. Ain't get in community, I get my community. Ain't be man, me I be man. They no consult me, then say me person can guide my community where pipeline pass. Shell don't do me, Chevron don't do me. Now my own Ijaw man, now one can do me. It no go happen. It no go happen no. Because if they know say all of us now men, for this creek where we did, then go call all of us, discuss with us. Now you won't come in another way. Colonial master home pass, multinational home pass. You won't come carry my fellow Ijaw man, take and enslave me. It not go happen. The pipeline where they talk, it plenty pass from my place, pass the place where they give person to come guide. Now me they go come talk to before they go talk to the other man we get lesser. But if they say equity no good, then person when say equity no good, and he won't come to equity with dirty hand, ain't go see war.
But do you believe in peace in the Niger Delta?
We don't give peace for Niger Delta before, and we're ready to give peace. But if peace, say now the peace where they go come shit me, now graveyard peace, me I no want them.
The Creek men are not happy about what is happening right now. The belief, hope, and expectation is that there will be a round table conversation, because the Niger Delta has actually gone through a period of turbulence and now there is relative peace. This peace must be sustained, and then I believe everyone will be part of the peace process for growth and development. Ofieteme George, Arise News.
Thanks for tuning in to Smart Okason TV show. Keep exploring, stay curious, and never stop getting the latest information happening around. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to keep the intellect flowing. Until next time, keep sharpening and be smart.